Living relative of the giraffe. Like their cousin, they have a prehensile tongue, so long they can and do lick their own eyeball, pick their own nose, and clean their own ears. Of course, they don't exactly have hands, tissues, or Q-tips to do this with, so personally, I at least cut them some slack in that department. There are actually 2 copies to write. I do hope I didn't just hear someone whistle. These animals are not our house pets. So, on that note, please no screaming, shouting, yelling, whistling, cackling, clicking sounds of such noise at the animals. We do need to be respectful since we are visiting them in their home. I see a black rhinoceros just up ahead to the left. Of about 3,000 pounds, they are the smaller of the 2 African rhinos. And there were once hundreds of thousands of them across Africa, primarily in the mountain jungles. The deforestation mining have destroyed their homes and driven them out. Poaching and trophy hunting have further decimated the population. There are now less than 5,000 black rhinoceros, so they are critically endangered. Ooh, to our right though, big old black and white bird called a saddle-billed stork. Now the males have brown, reddish-brown eyes, while the females have yellow ones. It's the only bird you can determine gender by eye color. On our left-hand side, there's 2 different antelope. The gray ones are called greater kudu. The orange, almost kind of rust-colored ones are bongos. Now, most antelope are like the greater kudu. Females do not have horns, while the males do. Bongos are one of those few antelope species in which the females do have horns. We are going to leave the forest behind, as you see. We're making our way to the savannah. Just like to swing by the Salty River here real quick. Usually have some good luck finding Nile hippopotamus around here. They usually spend around 16 hours a day or so in the water, help them keep cool and hydrated. They weigh in at 25 to 5,500 pounds after all. And they're capable of holding their breath for about 8 minutes at a time, coming up for air instinctually even while sleeping. Allows them to pretty much disappear by diving down deep enough. Down on the bottom, we're not seeing them. You do live in groups known as a float, by the way. And are notoriously territorial. The big gray and white birds to the left in the water there are pink-backed pelicans. The feathers on their backs and under their wings, though, are a very pale pink. They end up living up to their name best during mating season, when the skin in those areas, amongst a few other places, temporarily changes to pink. Now the feathers there look a darker color. They then hop about, flapping their wings to show these colors off and help them attract a mate. They return to normal colors at the end of mating season. As for the Nile crocodiles, they're 16 to 20 feet long, around 600 pounds. So the largest members of the crocodilian family living here in Africa. They're incredibly patient hunters. They wait in shallow water until their prey is close enough. Then, incredibly sweet, please sit down, sir. Please sit down. Then with incredible speed, they dart out and attempt to grab that animal and drag into the water with them. They don't always succeed. Sometimes they just swim around to catch fish. Reminder, I do need everyone to remain completely seated at all times, even with the vehicle stopped, especially when it's still moving, particularly above crocodiles. And I do have a rear view mirror, which allows me to see what's going on in the back seat. Thank you. Above your heads is a handy-dandy animal spotting guide. These are some of the wonderful animals we might find on the reserve today. However, due to migration patterns, sleeping habits, and since that list is over 20 years old, we may not see them all. What? You never know who or what you'll see, let alone where or when. So we want to keep our eyes peeled and have the cameras ready at all times. Let's see. We are on the savannah. Home to lions, cheetahs, elephants, zebras, giraffe, antelope, gazelle, and so much more. Speaking of giraffes, I see a couple up ahead. But I also see the only domesticated animal out here on the reserve. Holy cattle. Ever since the Watusi tribe first domesticated them, somewhere around 500 BC, they've been a sign of wealth and prosperity in many African tribes. Still are to this day. Most famous for this is the Maasai tribe, whose entire culture revolves around the cattle. So they are more commonly known as Watusi cattle, or sometimes even Ankoli Watusi cattle. Now, I think they can get the Texas Longhorn to run for his money. After all, Watusi cattle's horns are about 6 feet long and up to 20 inches in diameter, but mostly hollow, so not as heavy as they look. Look at the solid red one's horns. Those are massive. Let's see. Oh, to our left I see some African wild dogs, also known as the African painted dog. Despite the name, they're a member of the fox family. And they're the most successful predators in Africa. They chase their prey at speeds of about 30 miles an hour, up to 3.5 miles, exhausting their prey and succeeding 90% of the time they hunt. Oh, they're playing. Everyone in the pack is something to eat. Sick, the injured, and the elderly. Young get first dibs. If anyone needs the help, food will be pre-chewed for them. Way to your left, there's 3 paddle-sneelets, 2 females and a baby. I wonder where the male's at. Male paddle-sneelets are silver in color, standing 6 feet tall and weighing 2,000 pounds. One of the largest antelope in the world. I am far from surprised to see the giraffe eating. A giraffe spends around 20 hours a day foraging for food. They'll consume anywhere between 50 to 75 pounds every day. Metabolism, eating habits, shame the teenage boy, that's for sure. The giraffe live in groups known as a tower. Although when they're traveling, it's known as the journey of giraffe. I see some wildebeest over to the right up on the hill. They're known as the great migrators. You see, during migration season, most wildebeest herds end up merging together. All this very species of wildebeest. This creates a massive migratory herd with hundreds of thousands of members, traveling together for up to 1,000 miles. It's the largest known annual migration, by the way. There are stories, however, that migratory herds used to reach 1.5 million. Of course, there's poaching and trophy hunting to deal with, pollution, conflict with humans, loss of territory, and even just encroachment, cutting them off from each other, migration routes, resources, and more. These are facts, though, that all animals have to face. Although, not everyone deals with poaching and trophy hunting. The little springboks here to the left, they're cute. They're incredible athletes. They stand only 3 feet tall. They can leap 6 to 8 feet straight to the air, 13 feet forward, reach speeds of 60 miles an hour. They're not only the second fastest land animal in the world, but they're also the national animal of South Africa. There's a cutie. As we head into elephant territory, I do see one up ahead to the right. Let's take a quick look over here to the left because there's a mandrill. See if there may be some. Oh, I do see at least one other. Mandrill is this monkey that Beaky is based off of, except in the animated version they gave him too long of a tail. Mandrill's tail is very short. Well, they did correct this for the newer version of the Lion King. And yes, there's a gorgeous African elephant to the right. Now, full grown, males are 12 to 14,000 pounds. Females are about 8 to 9,000 pounds. And I'm thinking this is a younger male, because once they reach puberty, male African elephants leave their mother's herd and join up with the bachelor herd. And then they limit their interaction with the females to procreation, mating. Males come, they do their thing, and then they leave. Females actually work together though to protect, guide, teach, and care for all the young within the herd. Whether they have their own at that time or not. It sends the lactating females allowing nearly any baby in the herd to nurse them. Of course, the mom does her share, but everyone's help, these babies are safe. Standing under the watchful eye of other members of the herd, they can freely wander around, explore, interact, indulge in their inquisitive nature and learn. They have all the adults to learn from. This gives them a high chance of survival to full adulthood, even if something happens to the mother. They usually live an average of 50 to 60 years in the wild. Sometimes live up to 80 years in captivity. Now the tussle began developing at about 2 years old, constantly growing throughout the elephant's entire life, as long as the root remains intact. Point they sometimes scrape the ground at old age, but they do get broken in fights or accidents. It doesn't happen too often. And though the sale and trade of ivory is banned in nearly every country in the world, an average of 96 African elephants per day still lost to poaching, including pregnant and nursing females and even juveniles. Also trophy hunting, loss of territory, conflict with humans. Things don't change. The African elephant could disappear from the wild in the next 20 years. I mean, they have the longest pregnancy in the animal kingdom. It's 22 months long, followed by a 13 to 15 year long childhood. There's an elephant. On the island, the little white birds, you've seen them around, those are ibis. That's all I know about the ibis. But at 5 feet tall and 9 pounds, the greater flamingo is the largest of the flamingos. They don't quite look 5 feet, but that's when they stretch out their necks. We refer to any flock of any group of birds as a flock, including flamingos. Flamingos are also known as a flamboyance. The group of rhinoceroses are crashed. Now the black rhino solitary. The Indian, Sumatran, and Javan rhinos, I don't know, I haven't researched them as much since I work in Africa. But the white rhinoceros, weighing 4,000 to 5,000 pounds each, they live in groups with about 14 to 20 members. Now something to keep in mind, rhinoceros do only see about 10 feet in front of them on a good day. They're capable of charging 35 miles an hour. So they do rely very heavily on their hearing to know what's going on around them. And sometimes little birds will live on their backs. Depending on where they live, this is what type of bird it is. Birds stay safe on the rhino's back. You know, they get a meal by picking off the bugs and insects that actually bother the rhino, and they can help keep an eye out and warn them of coming danger. Rhinoceros, though, has no known natural predator. There is a quick and easy way to tell the difference between a black and white rhino, and that's the mouth. Black rhinoceros, they eat bushes and shrubs. They have a more narrow of a mouth. Their upper lip is flexible, hangs over the lower lip and comes down to a point. And it's used like fingers to snag onto the leaves from the bushes and shrubs they eat. The white rhinoceros, you notice, has a broad, flat mouth for grazing the grass. And is actually how they got their name. Oh, well, more on that in a sec, because look, there's a cheetah to the left, standing proud. Never try to spot a cheetah by to the left by trying to spot their spots. Their spots make them hard to spot. Cheetahs usually live in groups known as a coalition. Look at the ostrich. 8 to 9 feet tall. Like, a lot of these ladies don't fly. Just the females have gray feathers, males have black feathers. The ostrich, however, can run 30 to 40 miles an hour. It gives them very powerful legs to defend themselves with. The cheetah, though, reaches 65 to 75 miles an hour. It can only maintain such high speeds for about 60 seconds before they get too overheated and need to cool down. It can take them up to 40 minutes to cool down, though. You know they're not the only big cat in Africa. Actually, not a big cat. Cheetahs are a medium cat. And Africa has 3 big, 3 medium, 4 small cats. Oh, and a buntebok to the right. I've definitely seen the horns in the face. The buntebok's one of the wildebeest's cousins. And currently extinct in the wild, meaning remaining members of their population are only found under direct human care, protection, and governance. This is where they can safely rebuild their population. And then when the time comes and things are safe, they can return home. But look who's just lying around to the left. The largest cat in Africa. He weighs about 400 to 500 pounds. Females are about